Tick, tick, tick. Is your time wasting away? There never seems to be enough time to do everything on your agenda. But don't worry, Montgomery College has you covered with information on managing your minutes. You're right on time for MC 101 on the Real. Hi, welcome to MC 101 on the Real. I'm Dr. Beverly Walker-Griffea, Senior Vice President for Student Services at MC. Let me think about this. Attending classes, doing homework, performing job duties, maintaining a household, running errands, being involved in campus. Where do you find the time to do it all? It's not always easy to juggle all of your responsibilities while pursuing a degree, but there's hope. MC counselors can help you create an academic plan that fits into your busy life.
One of the things that I say to students about time, I think is very important, is that they realize time is a continuum in itself, and it will continue to move forward whether we are engaging with it or not. So what we can manage is ourselves.
As counselors, we do a lot to help students manage their time. There's no need for students to try to create a schedule on their own. Our purpose here at the college is to serve students in this way.
First thing we try to do is to get a clear idea of the factors which impact on the student's success and the development of a schedule. It takes into account the students' level of difficulty with a particular course, the students' family responsibilities, the students' work responsibilities.
To be successful in an academic environment, scheduling is at the top of the list of how we manage or how we coordinate or organize our work-life balance.
So we sit down with students one-on-one, we help them create a schedule that's a good fit for them, because having an ideal schedule that's a great fit and that fits into life well really supports their academics here.
The concept of time management pervades all aspects of our work. What we try to do for students is to be proactive so that we don't have to wait till midterm when the grades begin to suffer. So we try to give them a sense of what the expectations are.
I think the big thing is looking at the demands of the different types of courses that you're taking, and then determining how much time you're going to need to spend outside of the classroom being prepared for that class. Because in college, most of your time in terms of being a successful student takes place preparing outside of the classroom.
One of the techniques that we do is we tell students to write down what is an ideal week for you with your classes and your time. How would your ideal week unfold? And then I ask them in the following week to write down the real week. What does it really unfold like? And a lot of times we can see what the discrepancy is. And so the real schedule is very different from their ideal schedule that they think that they're living by each week. And so when we can clear those two things up, that can really help with time management.
Each student should meet with a counselor to discuss their academic plan. We do it for at least 2 semesters. Sometimes we do it for 2 years.
Students can actually go online to Montgomery College's homepage and click on Counseling and Advising, and then go to the specific campus counseling center that they're interested in, and they can make appointments online, or they can find out what our walk-in hours are online, or they can even take advantage of the email advisor.
As much as we love students to enter Montgomery College, we also want to have a great plan for you to exit so you can transfer or choose the career path that's a really good fit for you.
It's critically important that students meet with us to develop a plan. If they develop a plan, we use the resources that are available, then they can never go wrong as long as they follow the plan.
So come by, check us out. We're looking forward to meeting you.
Keep a list of things that I feel are important and that need to be done.
I always make sure to set my alarm up for everything. If I have a final today, if I have to wake up extra early or do whatever I have to do or study a week ahead, I always set an alarm on my phone.
Once I started college, I started waking up a lot earlier. I know it makes me sound old, but I get some studies done before class, and afterwards I have so much time.
I don't just kind of think about something I have to do, but I associate the people I know with that. And that's how it helps me keep tabs of all the things I need to do.
I think for me, I just have to manage my schedule by writing it all down, because you don't realize that the time that you do have until you see it on paper.
Time management, I suggest, is don't study so hard. Take 3 hours a day whenever you study, and make sure you have some leisure time to not be so stressed over it.
Did you know Montgomery College has more than 130 programs of study which span the gamut of career fields? I didn't either. So what kinds of time management skills do you need to be successful on the job? Let's ask some students who are working and studying. How do they balance their time? Shalita?
Well, two good time management skills would be to make a list and to schedule ahead of time. I think those are two good essential tools that you need to manage your time productively.
Sounds like good advice. What about you, Cameron?
Well, what I like to do between balancing school and work is I like to make a daily planner or weekly planner about what's due for school, projects and homework, and then what my work projects that are due for work. And those are what I like to do for my time management skills.
Sounds like planning is essential. Let's find out from our MC professors. They have some answers as well. Check it out.
Professionally, I work here at MC as a clinical instructor and a lab instructor, and I also work full-time as a staff nurse at a hospital. Working at the hospital, you have to be more on a priority-based schedule. You go, whether it's 5 to 6 patients that we have as a ratio, so we go from patient to patient depending on what's going on with their condition. So things can change at the hospital.
As a professional musician, time management is just so crucial because everything is based on time. We have to manage rehearsal time. You have to manage your personal practice as well as group practice, allowing for the equipment to be brought in, the equipment to be set up. You really have to factor in times for something to go wrong. The bottom line is there's a cost factor, so being on time is a factor.
I work in the construction management field, and in terms of time management, there seems to be an overwhelming amount of documents, decision-making, deadlines that require proper time management skills.
As a nurse and also as a mom, there are lots of things that I do to keep my time managed, but one of the most important things that I do is to write things down. Whether it's in a calendar, I keep a scheduler with me where every day I'll write something down. It helps to keep my time organized, and it helps to keep me focused on what I need and prioritize what needs to be done.
In terms of work performed in estimating or scheduling, concentrate on the 20% of issues that have an 80% of impact, whether the impact is time, cost, duration of the task. So prioritize and concentrate on those 20% of items or issues that represent 80% of your volume of tasks.
You can handle this if you just write things down, just take your time to think things through and knowing how to ask for help. You've got other people that are willing to help you get your day more structured.
The whole idea of time management is crucial. And some of the techniques that I do just to keep me in line is that I'm always on time. The whole idea is to be extremely early. And it sort of, relates and correlates in the class as well. Times when you have assignments that you definitely want to do it sooner rather than later.
Ask for help. Ask for help that will help you manage a task more efficiently, in a more timely manner, and that help is available in terms of resources that allow you to define a quick path to make a right decision.
Did you know you could earn college credit on the job? That's right, Montgomery College offers cooperative education or co-op courses.
To be eligible to participate in the co-op program, you have to have completed 12 credits in college, not necessarily at Montgomery College. You have to have completed 2 courses in your major and have at least a 2.0 grade point average. But you also have to have followed through an initiative, because you're going to be the only person in most cases on the job, and you have to be able to follow through with your assignments and to be able to follow through with the homework that you have to do while you're in the course. And with that homework, it's all geared to what you're learning and doing on the job and your ability to reflect upon that and what you're learning. There's a difference between knowing and doing. There are 3 class meetings that you have to attend in the fall and spring, and only 2 class meetings in the summer.
If you want more information, contact the Montgomery College Cooperative Education and Internship Program at coop@montgomerycollege.edu or call 240-567-1360.
Now that you know how to create a perfect academic plan and how to manage your time at work, what are you going to do with your newfound freedom? Let's ask some students. Valeria, what about you?
With my free time, I like to take pictures and I like to write poetry.
Now that sounds like fun. Kath, how about you?
Well, I like to engage with the Student Senate and work with the First Year Experience Program and volunteer as well with the Man of Food program.
Well, a fantastic way to make productive use of your time at MC is engaging in clubs, organizations, and programs through your campus's Office of Student Life.
The Student Life offices offer a co-curriculum where students can address their interests and at the same time are moved through a leadership development program.
The Student Life office offers an opportunity to students to learn outside of the classroom. Everything that the students do in here is a vital part of their education.
It's called a social change model for leadership development, and that's what all of our clubs and student leadership, governance-wise, are kind of modeled through.
It's learning outside of the classroom as far as communication skills, lifelong learning skills, interpersonal skills.
What we're working on is helping folks find some ways to make choices, make good choices for themselves and for their communities.
We offer many opportunities for students here in the Student Life office: skill building, leadership building opportunities, personal development opportunities.
Most of the stuff we try and collaborate with the directors at the different campuses so that we have similar kinds of activities. We do a project lead, which is based on some of the work of Stephen Covey.
We have Leadership Ascent program.
The Phi Theta Kappa Leadership Program.
Being a part of the Student Senate, being club leaders.
We also have student newspapers to get the word out to campus about what's going on.
Alternative spring breaks. We have been going to Mississippi for the past several years to help with Katrina victims.
A variety of outreaches into the community. One of the things that we're interested in is kind of taking theory and applying it to reality.
Working in local hospitals, schools, we offer a program called Smart Sacks,
where student organizations will pack food for children that are on free and reduced lunch.
Students can participate in a community service project without having to leave campus.
A variety of other programs that kind of grow up as a result of student need. We've been working with a group called the National Campaign to End Teen and Unplanned Pregnancy because the student leadership at the campus said that was the kind of deep conversations that we needed to have, and that we needed to support that.
Our clubs and organizations are very popular, going from the academic to the social and preparation for careers as well.
These are transferable skills that we're working on. This is not all theory. This is day-to-day skills that people can employ to solve problems, to get issues addressed, and to do it in a civil manner, even when the issues may be controversial.
The research shows that students perform better academically. Their GPA is actually higher as a result of getting involved in activities outside the classroom.
They're more engaged. They have more of a sense of how their discipline applies to reality.
They have a tendency not to procrastinate as much. They have learned to manage their time successfully and therefore are more organized and detail-oriented in their planning of their day, their week, or their semester.
Check us out and see if there isn't something there that you might find interesting and and beneficial.
Come by and enjoy yourself while you're in college, as well as learn valuable lifelong learning skills.
I'm Miriam Mullen, and I graduated from Montgomery College in 2010. I was born and raised in Rockville, and I never would have thought that I was going to come to Montgomery College. I was a non-traditional student. I was homeschooled and privately tutored, so that came with a little bit of hesitation, being in a classroom with other students. But Montgomery College really alleviated all of those fears. The professors here are so great at helping you align and just being there for you and wanting you to succeed. I learned so much at Montgomery College. It's hard to summarize something like that into a snippet because it really did give me all the skills that I've needed to succeed at a four-year school. It was one of the best experiences, actually, I would say perhaps the best experience of my life.
Well, our show is coming to an end. But before we go, let's hear some time management tips from an MC counselor, Professor Pinort.
Sure. I would give you probably 3 tips in terms of time management. One would be using a priority to-do list. So you can kind of see where you need to put things and when you need to take care of them. Some things are more important than others, so making a priority list is important. Second thing I would suggest is to use technology. Some people use planners or a handwritten planner. I use my phone. A lot of students use the technology with their iPads and their cellular phones. So I would suggest you use your telephone. And then the last thing I normally suggest to students is to use your waiting time. So when you're in the doctor's office, waiting to see your doctor, or if you're on the bus, traveling to school, use that time to study because it's a perfect opportunity.
Wow, we have heard some great advice today. I hope you'll make the most of the time management skills presented by our faculty, students, and alumni. Thank you so much for watching MC 101 on the Real. But before we go, let's take a peek at a Balkan and Middle Eastern music concert performance on the Rockville campus. See you next time.